This is where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Hey everyone, Hybrid Tour Reviews here, doing another custom Black Series showcase. As you guys know, whenever I get a really cool custom figure, or in this case, figures, I like to show them off, talk a little bit about where I got them, and just my thoughts on them. So these come from Imperial Lemon again. He is a customizer who I've met on Instagram, really, really cool guy. He did the Clone Gunner that I did, I think on my last custom showcase, or maybe the one before. I'm starting to mix up the order on when some of this stuff has shown up. But I'm really, really excited about these guys. These guys are some Phase 2 space clones. So they're a little bit of a blink and you miss it kind of thing. They're from the '03 Clone Wars animated series, and it's from the bit where Sassy Tin's Republic cruiser is being boarded by droids, and then the commander comes up and he's just like, "Sir, we've lost the ship," and he's like, "Then we'll take another ship," and they like all abandon ship and they jump onto like the oncoming separatist freighter, and then they take it over, they commandeer it. So as far as the looks of these guys, they're actually relatively simple. They're basically just a Phase 2 clone trooper, featuring a jetpack with some oxygen tanks and some hoses that go to the helmet. So not like a ton of specialized parts, but they feature a new head with tubing that goes from the ports and then jetpacks mounted to the back, which are, the jetpack, the hose, the head. That's like the unique parts here. The rest of what you see here is just the 2020 Clone Trooper body. I would assume that it's probably on like the Vales Toys, like AliExpress bodies. I can't imagine it's worth spending like true Hasbro money for customs. I don't think anyone does it, and I don't blame anyone. But these guys look really, really cool. To show some of the accessories that they came with, they each came with a rifle. Now, they were painted differently. I think he's made these in batches. I know I've seen them post before. This one's basically all in black with a little blue light on the side, and then a little bit of like dark gray on like the box and the little grip area there. So these are basically just your normal Clone Trooper DC-15 with some attachments. And my assumption is that that's what makes them able to function in space, although other media has said that blasters just function in space. But I'm not going to question it. I think they look really, really cool. This one is painted... Oh, as I drop it. This one, same mold. Now, these are resin printed. This one is painted a little more distinguishingly with a brown stock and then a light gray on like the attachments portion. So it's really, really cool. I do like how these turned out. This one also has a little bit of like maybe very subtle like dry brushing in some of the high points. I really do like how both of these turned out. I kind of like my clone rifles kind of basic, so I lean towards the dark one as my favorite, but again, this is painted really well, and ultimately I love them both. Excuse me. Another accessory they came with is these flight stands. I wasn't actually counting on this, but it's really cool they're included. They're not the Hasbro official ones. I am not quite sure exactly who the maker of these is. But there's a big rectangular base with 3 points that you can port your arm into, or maybe take the arm from the other one, put them both on the same base. Features a swivel at the base, and then a hinge, and then a pivot at the claw, and then the claw just kind of friction open and closes. If it gets loose, you can like snug the screws. So the idea being, and there's two, by the way, I don't know if I said that. So there's one for each clone, and the idea being you can pose them flying, which maybe I'll do at the end. But I do really appreciate the inclusion of flight stands. It's just a really good way to display these guys. Don't get me wrong, they have great presence just standing there. But I do like the inclusion of the flight stands. There's some very simple variation between these two. Putting them side by side is especially obvious. This one's a little bit of a cleaner. This one has just a little bit of dinginess to him. Like this one's a shiny, and this one's, veteran. He's seen some stuff. But the weathering isn't very aggressive, and I like that. Because, you would also assume, being military, having like filthy armor, would be like being out of regulation. You're not allowed to show up, to an event in a dirty uniform. So, don't get me wrong, I like weathering. Sometimes it's a little over the top. I think this is subtle and I love it. Just little scuffs here and there, and it's very minimal, and it's almost more like just a little bit of an accumulation of grime overall. and places like in the back of the thighs, which would make sense. He'd like sit down on the battlefield, between events and stuff. I mean, it's very methodically planned out, and I just really like how it turned out. I'm sure, like all resin heads, they're basically hollow, and you like use blue tack or whatever to stick it onto the ball. There's not like a dedicated socket, but the tubing, I'm assuming, is flex resin. It is flexible, and it doesn't feel like it's going to break. It doesn't feel brittle or anything. But like anything else, you don't really want to romp on it. So, you might be able to get away with looking a little to the side or the other side, up, down. But, I probably wouldn't go too crazy on that at the same time. But I do really like how you can use the articulation a little bit, and you're not like at risk of breaking that. If it was like a solid resin, it would have cracked right then and there. So I'm really satisfied with that. That turned out really nice. Looking at the cleaner one, again, some very teeny tiny little scuffs, but it's just a little bit of a brighter white. And these do seem to be painted all over. It's not like it was just painting the helmet and then leaving the body white. They're consistent. And so there's like just a faint paint texture all over, but I love it. They both are just really, really well done. I love the detail here. These are just really cool pieces to add to the shelf. And just to do some super quick comparisons, we're just going to scrunch them all together. Here they are next to the 23 body Phase 2 Clone Trooper. As you see, this guy is very, very white. But that's okay. Getting him to stand up is the trick. And then here is the Imperial Lemon Gunner. And then just the new Battle Droid from the Clone versus Battle Droid pack. And he has a tiny height boost from the stand, but he still stands taller, which is accurate even without the stand. So yeah, all in all, I think they look good, in the display in general. And I'm just really happy with them. So, at the end of the day, what do I think of these Imperial Lemon custom space clones? I love them. I have nothing bad to say about them. These are amazing. One of my most favorite things about getting a custom action figure is it really is art. I'm not a guy who's super big on, hanging, oil paintings in the house or anything. But, like, these are cool, He spent time hand painting them and making everything work and just making them look like a great representation of what we saw on screen. And I just thoroughly, completely love these. They are amazing additions to the collection. And the thing is every one of them is one of one. You can do an entire run, and just by nature of the weathering and just little bits of, paint work, you're never going to get two that are exactly alike. It's not, like Hasbro's, machine-operated painting process. So, like, it's... I have two clones here that absolutely no one else could ever have. You could have custom space clones, but you won't have these custom space clones. They're just, they're a different cut. And I love that. So thank you again to Imperial Lemon for the opportunity to buy these. I absolutely love them. They'll be cherished forever. Everyone, go check out Imperial Lemon. I have his Instagram linked in the description below. If you would like to get custom clones made, he does commissions. As I understand, he's busy moving right now, but soon he'll be back. Or sometimes he just posts stuff that he's made, or he is just ready to let it go. So that's what happened here. That's what happened with the Gunner. Is just he posted on his story, "Hey, for sale," and I was just like, "Ooh, that's tickling my brain in a way I like." So keep an eye on his Instagram and just go give him a like. He posts some fun stuff. Go give him a like. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the end of video stuff. You know the drill. As always, I'm going to go work on something else, so I'll see you next time. Until then, may the Force be with each and every one of you, and goodbye.